Thousands of people on the street, the biggest demonstration since the fall of communism. Now, they're protesting a near-total constitutional ban on abortion. Even conservative groups like farmers and miners are against it. So why is the government pushing for it? In 2019, 97% of abortions were because of fetal defects like Down syndrome or malformations. These will now be outlawed, even when the fetus has no chance of survival. Abortion will only remain legal if the pregnancy is a threat to the mother's health or a product of incest or rape. But Poland wasn't always this strict. Under communism, women had vast access to Planned Parenthood. When the regime fell, the Catholic Church lobbied to restrict family planning. And it succeeded, leading to an attempt by the Law and Justice Party, PiS, to restrict abortions in 2016. Back then, that was already met with huge protests and mass mobilization. So the government buried the law in a parliamentary commission. And abortion was not debated until 2020.
There is a strong sense that the government does not listen to its citizens, right? That it is undemocratic to make such a huge change without the process of social consultations, without any comprehensive debate.
Although the court banned abortion in most cases, the decision hasn't been published yet, so it hasn't come into effect.
They are in the limbo now because it's been 2 weeks and they haven't published it. They don't know what they are doing. Of course, not publishing might be, good for Polish women who seek abortion because of this exception, but at the same time, it is unconstitutional.
If the future of the ban is uncertain, the polarization of Poland isn't.
Ten atak jest atakiem, który ma zniszczyć Polskę.
Aborcji, kolejne ataki na kościoły duchownych i wiernych. Podczas
w Polsce chcą zrobić w naszym kraju powtórkę z...
People from ultra-conservative organizations such as Ordo Iuris have been appointed to posts in important institutions.
After infighting in the ruling coalition, the PiS wanted its allies to reunite under the issue of abortion. But that backfired.
Feminist and women's organizations managed to shift from the fetus-centered debate and to talk more about women's experience.
Even the PiS attempt to appeal to the Catholic Church backfired.
Obywateli. W szczególności musimy bronić polskich kościołów. Musimy ich bronić za każdą cenę.
92% of Poles are baptized Roman Catholic, and religion is highly important for 60% of them. So it's a powerful ally to have in one of the most devout countries in Europe. Or at least, it used to be. Especially during Pope John Paul II's reign, the first and only Polish pope.
Prawo do życia nie jest tylko kwestią światopoglądu, nie jest tylko prawem religijnym, ale jest prawem człowieka.
The Church is no longer the moral authority it once was.
One investigation by the Vatican into the now defrocked Cardinal Theodore McCarrick says senior church figures, including popes, downplayed or ignored reports that he sexually abused adults and children. The report puts most of the blame on the now deceased Pope John Paul II, who was made a saint in 2011.
So we have the Schrödinger's Pope, who is, shrewd, intelligent, architect of democratization of Poland. And at the same time, he's this kind of, not knowing anything, slow-witted guy who just, didn't realize that there are all those shenanigans around him.
Now, polls show that 2/3 of the population now view the Church's role in public life as negative. And protesters don't mind protesting against the Church itself anymore.
A majority of the protesters and supporters radicalized over the last 2-3 weeks.
There's one thing the blowback distracts from: the second wave of COVID-19. Poland contained the spread well earlier in 2020. But now, the country is registering record numbers of cases and deaths. So the government is blaming the surge on the demonstrators.
Mamy stan, w którym te demonstracje będą z całą pewnością kosztowały życie wielu ludzi.
Thing is, on Poland's Independence Day, thousands of far-right supporters gathered and clashed with police. So the blame on pro-choice demonstrators, that doesn't hold anymore. Or they'd have to blame their own supporters too. So the PiS is in a tough position right now. But it still has 3 years until the next elections to make changes and reverse its dwindling approval ratings.